Hi, this presentation is on human nutrition and the digestive system by me, Fiona Phillips-Davis. Human digestive system. The human digestive system function is by absorbing nutrients and digesting it. The food is entered through the mouth and comes out the anus by going through a continuous tube. The tube can be 30 metres long and the food goes through 10 different organs, which starts from the esophagus, stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine, ileum, large intestine, rectum, and finally the anus. The mouth. The mouth is where the digestion starts by breaking down food into smaller pieces, by going through a process of mastication, which means chewing with your teeth. The tongue then mixes the food with saliva, making it easier to swallow, giving the bolus across the pharynx and the esophagus. The pharynx and the esophagus. When the bolus enters the pharynx, the muscular wall contracts, pushing food over the epiglottis. This helps prevents the food from entering the trachea and the lungs, only making its way through the esophagus to the stomach. The esophagus is 25 centimetres long and is covered in elastic fibrous tissue. Gravity helps both liquid and semi-solid travels down the esophagus, but with solids, the paralysis pushes it down. The liver and the gallbladder. The liver and gallbladder are not part of the digestion process. The liver is responsible for producing bile, which contains bile salts, bilirubin, cholesterol, electrodes, and water. Bile is a yellowish-green fluid that helps break down fat. Once the bile has been produced, it is transported to the gallbladder to be stored. Small intestine. The small intestine is a 6 to 7 metres long muscular tube that has 3 different parts, which are the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. It is responsible for digesting and absorbing food. The chyme that is created with the bile from the gallbladder and the enzyme from the pancreas becomes alkaline in the duodenum before being moved along the paralysis, which is a mixture of pancreatic and intestinal juice to complete the digestion. During the last 2 parts of the small intestine, the food is being absorbed through the walls of the villi and then the residue moves into the large intestine. Large intestine. The large intestine's role is to absorb vitamins, convert them into feces and then remove water. It is measured 1.5 metres long, but is thicker and it is made up of 4 sections: ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and then the sigmoid colon, which all connects to the rectum. Ascending colon removes nutrients and water before it moves along the transverse colon to the descending colon, which stores the feces, and the sigmoid colon is a muscular part that contracts, causing the feces to move to the rectum ready for excretion. The mechanical digestion. Mechanical digestion begins in the mouth, where we all chew solid food with our teeth. Because our human body will be unable to absorb large macronutrient food molecules, so what we consume will need to be broken down first into digestible pieces. Chemical digestion. Once we have chewed the food to a certain size, our brain starts stimulating the saliva to release enzymes called lipase and amylase, beginning with the chemical digestion process. Lipase helps break down the fat while amylase breaks down starch into sugar. The food needs to be small enough so our body can absorb all the nutrients we eat. That is full of carbohydrates, protein, vegetables and fruits, to name a few food groups. When the food is swallowed, the mouth and the tongue muscles push the food into the thorax and the apocalypse, so the food goes through the digestive tract where the muscle will contract to move the food along whilst being broken down into smaller components. Chemical digestion not only happens in the mouth, but also within the stomach and the small intestine. In the stomach, enzyme called pepsin breaks down large protein, and small intestine has 3 different enzymes, which are lactase, sucrase and maltase, which all break down into glucose. Enzymes. Enzymes is a specialised protein molecule playing a massive part in the digestive system by breaking down large food molecules, aiding absorption and speeding up the reactions within the body cells to support life. Enzymes have an area called the active site where it all have their own unique shape that only one kind of molecule will fit. The enzymes will work on the molecule called the substrate where the reaction takes place. After it is done, the products will leave to be transported, used or stored so that another molecule can use the enzyme to start the process all over again. The perfect temperature for enzymes to work their best is at human's temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius. If the temperature increases, the enzymes will break down, and if the body temperature decreases, the enzymes will function too slowly. The pH also needs to be around 7 for the enzymes to function well. If it goes below 7, it is acidic. If it goes above 7, it is alkali. Trypsin. Trypsin is one of the main digestive enzymes within the body, and it is secreted from the pancreas, breaking down large and small proteins. The pH range for trypsin to function well in the body needs to be between 7.8 and 8.7. Frothingham says, as well as helping with digestion, people can take trypsin to treat conditions such as osteoarthritis, but also for wounds and ulcers, removing dead skin cells, allowing new healthy tissue to grow. Maltase. Maltase is another digestive enzyme that is found within the body that is secreted from the small intestine, breaking down maltose into glucose, but it can also be found in plants and bacteria. The pH range for the body needs to be between 6.1 and 6.8 for the enzyme to function well. Maltase is also a carbohydrate digesting enzyme that can be found naturally in sugars producing by the body when it breaks down starch, according to Frothingham. A balanced diet. Everyone needs a balanced diet and lead an active lifestyle to grow and work effectively. We need to be eating the right number of calories that consist of lots of nutritious foods, full of protein, carbohydrates, fat and dairy. It is recommended we eat 5 portions of vegetables and fruit per day with 6 to 8 glasses of water. It is vital that females consume 2,000 calories every day, while men's targets is 2,500, because without a healthy balanced diet, there's a high risk of developing diet-related diseases such as type 2 diabetes, cancer, obesity, and heart disease. 5 food groups. There are 5 food groups we can eat to enable us to live a long, healthy life, which are the protein, carbohydrates, fat, dairy, and fruits and vegetables. Firstly, protein is found in the foods such as meat. Fish, eggs, and are good for building our muscles. Carbohydrates gives us energy we need for everyday living, keeping us fuller as well as helping our bowels. It is found in foods such as pasta, rice, potatoes and bread. People always assume carbohydrates are bad because it makes us bloat, but it is all about moderation. Fats are found in oils and spreads and contain lots of vitamins, which is vital to help us fight infections. Dairy is essential for keeping our bones healthy because it has calcium, protein, vitamins, minerals in them. It is found in milk, cheese and yogurts. Lastly, we should try and eat 5 portions of fruit and vegetables because they are fantastic source of vitamins and minerals which supports our immune system. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. I hope that you've enjoyed being a part of it. I have thoroughly enjoyed doing this assignment. Thank you again.